Good Saturday afternoon, everyone. Day two of a significant tornado outbreak is on its way for Saturday. We had over 100 tornado reports yesterday, and those numbers will probably keep going up as National Weather Services up in Nebraska and Iowa and parts of Texas even um, undergo some surveys to see where the tornadoes were, what the strengths were, and stuff like that. So there's going to be a lot of news coming out, as you can see for today, for yesterday, even with absolute destruction across parts of Nebraska into parts of Iowa, and some of the incredible tornado footage out there. I'm sure you've all have seen from some of those storm chasers. Just unbelievable tornadoes yesterday, and it's going to continue today with some very strong tornadoes possible across the area. Okay, if you're just now joining us, please click that thumbs up button, click that like button as well, and comment where you're from across the area. This helps with algorithms, so we get you the information as quickly as possible across Facebook and YouTube as well. If you're over on YouTube, do the same thing, but hit that subscribe button. It's basically liking a page on Facebook. Just go ahead and hit that subscribe button, click all for notifications, and you'll be notified every time we go live over on YouTube as well. All right, let's get right into it. As you can see on your screen, we have a moderate risk from basically parts of northern Texas here, just northwest of Dallas, through Wichita Falls, all the way through central parts of Oklahoma here, including Oklahoma City, Norman, Lawton, up towards Stillwater, Tulsa, over here in Bartlesville, and up here towards Wichita as well. If you've been following me, I've been talking about this for a few days about Saturday would be the day. Friday or yesterday, it really took off. And I mean, took off across parts of the area. The significant tornadoes were just unbelievable. And then this moderate risk actually goes up towards southwestern Missouri, including Nevada, over here towards Joplin as well, Miami, Oklahoma, and then getting into the enhanced risk here. This is including Dallas Fort Worth area, up here towards northwestern Arkansas, right around the Springfield, Missouri area, Kansas City. I'll zoom out here. This goes all the way up towards Iowa as well. We're talking up here towards Des Moines, which we had tornadoes around yesterday. Even just south of Omaha, we had some very destructive tornadoes in and around Omaha yesterday, including Lincoln, over here towards Topeka, Manhattan, Kansas, over towards Russell, Kansas City, like I said. And then we have a slight risk out all the way from the Gulf Coast. Well, not the Gulf Coast, just northwest of San Antonio, through parts of Arkansas, southeastern Oklahoma, including Fort Smith, up to Harrison, Branson, Rolla, Missouri, up towards Columbia, Jefferson City, up through parts of southeastern and eastern Iowa, including Mount Pleasant, Burlington, over towards Peoria, Illinois, Chicago, even, and heading all the way up into Milwaukee and parts of Michigan, even for today. So lots of severe weather happening for today, and this will continue into tomorrow as well. So let's get into all the risks for today, and then we'll get into tomorrow's risk, and we'll go over some future radar here as well. All right, let's start out with the latest hazards map across the United States. And we're talking about all these tornadoes, flooding possibilities. And then we go back towards Colorado. It's snowing. Denver right now, it's 33 degrees and it's snowing as of the noon hour or 12:30 hour, right around there. And just west of Denver, up in the foothills, 1 to 2 feet of snow possible, even up that way. Meanwhile, we're dealing with a lot of tornadoes. Tornado watches already out for parts of Oklahoma, parts of Texas here, all the way through Kansas. Then we have flood watches out for all of basically central and eastern Oklahoma, northwestern Arkansas, over towards basically the western half of Missouri, up here towards eastern parts of Nebraska and southeastern Iowa as well. And these have been slowly expanding east with, like I said, a lot of these areas have already gotten a lot of rain over the past few days and more to come across that area. All right, back to this is a little bit more friendly of map here. So, like I said, moderate risk out for parts of Oklahoma City, Tulsa, Wichita, Kansas, Norman, Oklahoma, Wichita Falls. Moderate risk of severe thunderstorms this afternoon and evening across portions of southern Kansas, much of Oklahoma, and northwest Texas. Severe thunderstorms and a tornado outbreak is likely today into tonight across the southern and central plains until lower. As we go in through tonight, it goes into the mid to lower mid Missouri Valley. Most numerous and intense storms are expected from northern Texas into Oklahoma and southeastern Kansas, where strong tornadoes, very large hail. We're talking probably baseball to softball size hail at times with some of these storms, and damaging wind gusts of up to 80 miles an hour, which is exceeding hurricane. It's basically hurricane force winds possible across this area of the Southern Plains here. So let's go into the risk real quick. Thank you for bearing with me, by the way. I've been kind of a little under the weather. These allergies are just absolutely killing me here. today. So bear with me here. So, tornado outlook for today. If you've been watching my lives, you know what the hatched area means. Significant tornadoes possible in these hatched areas of basically from Dallas up through most of central eastern Oklahoma, most of eastern half of Kansas, western Missouri, far northwest Arkansas, and even the yellow. When you get the yellow hatched areas, you have a 10 to 14% probability of a tornado within 25 miles at any given point, and could be strong tornadoes at that. And then we get to the red areas, which we don't see that often. These red areas, highly likelihood of tornadoes in this red shaded dashed areas, 15 to 29% probability of a tornado within 25 miles of any given point in the red areas as well. Of course, it's in the hatched area, so possibility of significant tornadoes greater than EF2 in intensity is possible across the area. So you need to stay weather aware, have a way to get warnings, know where to go, and we're going to have a slide here in just a second of where you should go during a tornado because I'm sure you have seen all the destruction up in parts of Nebraska and Iowa that happened yesterday. We Even though that is very unfortunate, we don't want to see anybody get injured or lose their lives because they're in the wrong place. Okay, so need to stay weather aware and have a way to get warnings and know where to go. So this is a good time to really brush up on your plans on what to do during a tornado, okay, or when your area is moving into a tornado warning. Or there was a lot of instances yesterday where they had PDS tornado warnings out, particularly dangerous situation tornado warnings out, or tornado emergencies. There's a lot of tornado emergencies yesterday, in which not seen a lot of those. Those are the very rarest of tornado warnings across the area. When those are issued, that's life threatening tornado will be coming into that parts of the area. So got to stay up on the weather. All right. Let's go into the rest of the risk here. Then we'll look at Sunday. All right, we go into straight line wind risk here. The red areas is pretty significant risk here. Then we have the hatched areas. The hatched areas is could be a greater than possibility of greater than 74-mile-per-hour winds possible across parts of Texas, including the Dallas area, up towards central eastern Oklahoma, parts of southeastern Kansas, and far western and southwestern Missouri for that. Going to the hail risk, very significant hail risk today. You see, we're into the pink shades here, so we're looking at almost a 50% or higher likelihood of severe hail, damaging hail. And then if you're in the hatched areas, greater than 2 inches in diameter is possible. 2 inches in diameter is basically a hen egg. So you get larger than that, we're talking baseball size, possibly softball size hail, very destructive hail. So all modes of severe weather is possible, and every mode is going to be significant with some of these storms. Okay, so we have to make sure you are sharing this with your friends and family, especially if they live out in these areas. Got to get the word out to stay weather aware today and have a way to get warnings and know where to go, which we're going to have that slide here in just a second. Alrighty, I'll have a better graphic here in a minute, but if you are at home and you get a tornado warning, a PDS tornado warning, a tornado emergency, you got to protect yourself. Okay. So if you are at home, go to your basement. Basement is the best place to be when there's a tornado warning in your area. Okay. Or an inside room without windows on the lowest floor if you don't have a basement. Like I said, the safest place in the home is the interior part of your basement. If you do not have a basement, go to an inside room on the lowest floor of your house without windows. Okay, this could be in a center hallway, bathroom, or closet. Uh, Avoid taking shelter. This is another thing that a lot of people don't think about. If you have a two-story house or you live in an apartment complex, avoid taking shelter where there are heavy objects on the floor directly above you. If there's heavy objects such as refrigerators, pianos, etc., that could fall straight through the floor if the tornado strikes your house and come right on top of you. And we don't want that. So For added protection, try to get under something sturdy, such as a heavy table, a workbench. If possible, a lot of people have interior bathroom stuff, no windows, of course. A lot of people get in the bathtub, cover your body with a blanket, sleeping bag, mattress, protect your head. If you have like a baseball helmet or a football helmet, put it on, protect your head. Okay. I know it seems kind of silly, but if you have stuff flying through the house, coming down on you, you need to protect your head because this you need to protect your head with anything available. Okay, so stay away from windows. Pick a place in the home where family members can gather if a tornado is headed your way. One basic rule, like of course, is avoid outside walls and avoid windows. Okay, an exploding window coming in can injure or possibly kill you. So I know this is pretty graphic, but we need to get the word out there of what to do because better to plan now and nothing happened than not have a plan and then the worst happens and you're under panic, you're basically panic mode when tornadoes coming towards you and don't really know what to do. Time is now to start to get that plan in place with you and your family members of knowing where to go and what to do in case a tornado is coming your way. All right, here is a graphic, of course, of knowing where to go when sheltering from a tornado. Okay, lowest level of your house. If you have a basement, that's the best place to be. Quickly move to your basement. You have an emergency supply kit. You can get some information on weather.gov/tornado here, or you can go to the NOAA sites. Just search what to do during a tornado and some emergency supply kits, what to have. So any place in your basement is pretty good. Of course, the interior part of your basement is probably the best. If you don't have a basement, move to an interior room with no windows. You do not want to be on the outside walls here because those can collapse in. Okay, so you need to be in the interior part of your house, possibly into a hallway, has no windows, doors like that. If you are in a hallway with let's say you have bathrooms, bedrooms on the outside wall, make sure those doors get closed, so kind of protect you just a little bit more. But like I said, don't be on the outside walls. Exterior rooms and rooms with windows do not protect you, and of course, the very top floor rooms do not protect you at all. 'Cause a lot of times, the first thing to go is the windows, then the roof. The roof will fly off basically next. So you do not want to be caught in those top floor rooms when there's a tornado striking your area. All right, if you are not at home, okay, so tornadoes and road safety. Another thing, if you're listening and there's hail coming down or whatever, do not get under the overpass and you're basically blocking the whole road. You're impeding traffic and people are trying to get somewhere, trying to get safe too. So if you're under the overpass and starting to block the road, do not do that because that just puts your life at more risk, and then people that are trying to get somewhere to get out of that weather or get away from a tornado puts their lives as risk as well. So don't be that person. Um, Reason why we have insurance, right? If you encounter some hail damage, it can be fixed, okay? But don't put your life at risk seeking refuge under an overpass. Okay. So do not seek refuge in a vehicle outside or under overpass. A highway overpass does not provide safety from a tornado. Actually, the tornado actually came up and over this overpass. The winds underneath that would actually be a tunneling effect, and the winds would be even stronger underneath this overpass than it would be if you were just outside of this. Okay, so do not seek shelter under an overpass or a tree. Puts you at greater risk of being killed or seriously injured by flying debris from powerful tornadic winds. Okay, so what to do? Get off the road. The best option is to drive to a designated shelter, basement, or safe room. Get into somewhere sturdy. Do not just park your car in the middle of the road here under an overpass and block the whole road when other people are trying to get to safety as well. So Do not do that. All right. So the best option, a small windowless room or a hallway on the slowest floor of the sturdy building. Just get into some sort of shelter. Do not get stranded under an overpass. We saw a lot of that yesterday where people are trying, like I said, trying to get out of the way out of this tornado, and people are blocking this underpass here and they can't get around them and everything. So please do not do that. I can't stress that enough. All right, let's get into tomorrow's severe weather for Sunday, and then we'll get into um, the future radar as well. Sorry, my voice is kind of crackling. I do apologize. Alrighty, so severe weather will continue as we go into tomorrow. Shift east into parts of northeastern Texas, parts of Louisiana, up into Arkansas, and through most of the Missouri, southern parts of Iowa into western Illinois. Well, let's get into the risk here for tomorrow, as all modes will be possible as well. Here's a tornado outlook for tomorrow. The brown is 5 to 9% chance or probability of a tornado within 25 miles at any given point. And in the green, 2 to 4% chance of seeing a tornado within 25 miles at any given point. And there will be a hail risk and wind risk as well for tomorrow. Okay. Now, I just got word there's a PDS tornado watch out now, so that's a very rare tornado watch. Let's take a look at that really quick. All right, let's go over this really quick. This is a particularly dangerous situation. PDS tornado watch. These are very rare tornado watches to see. So this is a very dangerous situation that's starting to unfold across parts of Oklahoma into parts of Texas. Okay, tornadoes. Highly likelihood of tornadoes in this area. EF2 plus tornadoes and intensity are very high or high. Severe wind high. Everything is high except 65 knot plus winds in moderate territory here. Probability of 2 or more tornadoes is very high, 80%. Probability of 1 or more strong EF2 to EF5 tornadoes is very high, of 80%. Okay. Let's get into the wording here just to see what's going on with that. All right, as you can see, tornado watch for portions of western Oklahoma, northwestern Texas. It goes until 8 o'clock tonight on Saturday. This is a particularly dangerous situation. Primary threats: several tornadoes and a few intense tornadoes likely. Widespread large hail and scattered very large hail events to 3 inches in diameter, and widespread wind damage is possible with significant gusts to 75 miles per hour likely across this area. Okay, so the most intense, here's some pretty decent wording here, concerning wording. The most intense cells may also produce strong or potentially long tracked tornadoes. So long tracked tornadoes, strong long tracked tornadoes is possible across this area. This is only starting to begin across this area. So this is a very dangerous situation that's starting to unfold across parts of Texas into Oklahoma and even into Kansas as well. All right, as we go, this is future radar. It's as late as HRRR. Going over, starts at 2 o'clock. Some nasty storms starting to develop and across parts of western Oklahoma, in through parts of central Kansas here. Then as we go forward here, these really start erupting back here in southwestern parts of Oklahoma into northern Texas here, up into parts of Kansas, even including Wichita area, west of Kansas City, and up here towards southern Iowa as well. Then as we get towards 6, 7 o'clock tonight, you see this storms are still trying to get going here across parts of western to central Oklahoma. So this is going to be a prolonged event from afternoon into tonight, across Oklahoma into Kansas, into parts of northern Missouri. And then this really ramps up and then really gets into a nasty squall line with probably embedded supercells as we go in through. This is late tonight. This is getting into tomorrow morning. This is midnight. And this is 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. This is a really nasty squall line of storms all the way up to parts of southeastern Iowa. These Boeing segments will produce 70 to 80 mile per hour winds possibility, and then very, very heavy rains, flooding rains coming. So flash flooding is a big risk across a lot of these areas as well. And then as we get into 4 or 5 o'clock tomorrow morning, still a lot of Boeing segments coming out of Oklahoma, trying to get into parts of Missouri now, northwest of I-44 here. Let's go back to, I'm going to have to get to another model here so we go a little bit further out. All right, the 18Z HRRR is not out yet, but this line will start moving into parts of western Arkansas, then kind of fade out tomorrow morning, and then rebuild or more storms will start popping up tomorrow afternoon across the parts of northeastern Texas, Arkansas, into Missouri as we go towards Sunday afternoon and Sunday night, and more heavy rain possible and flooding rains as well. So please stay weather aware today. Have a way to get warnings. Like I said, there's already a PDS tornado watch out for parts of Oklahoma as well, just west of Oklahoma City as of right now. So need to have a way to get warnings. Stay weather aware. If you're just now tuning in, as soon as I end this, you can go back onto my page and you can rewatch it. You can fast forward wherever you need to, but there is very good information on what's going to happen over the next few days. And we went over on getting plans in place on where to go when there's a devastating tornado trying to come your way, where to go in your house, if you're out driving, where to go as well. So there's very good information. You need to go back and watch. Okay, so please stay weather aware today. Have a way to get warnings, and please stay safe out there, guys. This is going to be a very nasty tornado outbreak. Day 2 of the tornado outbreak, and this is going to be across parts of Oklahoma, Kansas, and into parts of Texas today. Please stay safe, and we may go live with continuous coverage here maybe later this afternoon. Thanks so much for watching.